West Hancock waltzed to a 52-0 win in its opener at Mendon Unity last week, with a Titan defense forcing 5 turnovers along the way. Rick Little hoping for similar opportunism this week against West Prairie La Harpe, a team that rallied to beat Pleasant Plains despite 3 first-half giveaways last week. And the cheerleaders doing a little dance there after a little touchdown scoring. And let's get started with TJ Tractor Trailer is going to plow through these guys. And kids, this is how you run the ball. Just keep pumping those legs, pumping for the yards. He gets to the 20-yard line, and that is just an aggressive run right there by Taylor. And a couple plays later, Kendall Sibbing is going to take it in on the pitch. He's going to scamper in for 20 yards, diving for the end zone. The ball pops out. Referee says it's good. 24-0 Titans. A little later on, play faked out everybody, including me, not Ross Perchatsky. He gets the one-handed pickoff. That was the third turnover of the game for West Prairie La Harpe, and he's going to take it there right there. A little bit later, though, it's going to be Taylor again, who's going to take it this time from 36-yard out. He's going to get the score. He's a little fast there. He's going to score, putting up 30-0 Titans. He had 175 rushing yards, and West Prairie La Harpe will get a touchdown later by Joel DeCounter. It was a 36-yard run. I'm going to kick it back over to my sports wizard, Chris Dewar.
I am indeed the sports wizard. Biggsville West Central tonight, a winner over Central Southeastern. Nick Freeze with the only touchdown of the game and the first offensive touchdown for the Panthers in 2 weeks with a 10-yard run. Biggsville West Central, though, very strong, winning 16-6. Beardstown with a thriller, maybe the game of the night, as Kyler Bell at 112 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns in the knockoff of Elmwood Brimfield. 30-29 was your final. A score we didn't have time to punch in. Rushville Industry tonight, knocked off by Rova. Rova winning that game by the final count of 21-7, and we have not yet heard anything from the Spartans. Bushnell Prairie City, Avon at home tonight against Abington. No final called in. If you've got one, send it our way. Pittsfield tonight taking to the road against Mendon Unity, the first play of the game. Well, Keith Stewart would be under siege, and Matt Wassell would do the honors right here. Look at this little razzle-dazzle play. Didn't get much razzle or dazzle on the end of it. Pittsfield's defense was much maligned last season. I don't think that's going to be an issue this season. Look at Casey Bowman. The kid was everywhere tonight. An outstanding linebacker, maybe an all-state candidate. You're going to see why after the next couple of plays. But on the first offensive play from scrimmage, look at Perry Bonds spinning away. He's like the illusionist, Rip Snorton, like Edward Norton down the sidelines. A little hocus-pocus, but that was called back. So the Pittsfield Sockies mount a very nice drive, about 15 plays, and at the end of it, it's Casey Bowman crashing his way in from 2 yards out for the score, and that would make it 6-0 and eventually 8-0 in favor of the Pittsfield Sockies. Bowman, as I mentioned, a monster on defense tonight, and he would prove it yet again right here. Look at the hits this kid delivers. And speaking of the Pittsfield defense, how about Aaron Rush? Poor Keith Stewart, everything he seems to be throwing up of late ends up in the hands of opportunistic defenders, and there's my man, Aaron Rush, with a rush to judgment to the other end of the field and into the end zone for the score. Final count in this one sees Pittsfield win 31-29. Okay, so it wasn't the ideal coaching debut for Pleasant Hill's Mike Giles last week as his team dropped a 30-14 decision to West Central. That said, the new Wolfpack skipper found himself a defensive star in Adam Gunterman, who posted outrageous numbers with 23 total tackles and 6 stops for loss. He would have his hands full tonight against Brown County and the Hornets in this game. Josh Babb, only 3 of 8 passing tonight for 69 yards, but this touchdown right here to Brandon Kinehard, pretty catch. Babb also with a pair of rushing touchdowns. Story on the night for the Hornets, though, the youngster. And Tom Little talked so much about him in the preseason. He'll show you why we were so talked about here. That is Gary Wagner diving in for one of his 3 touchdowns on the night. Also, Eric DeWitt would add a touchdown. Brown County, who it looks like is going to host your KHQA Game of the Week next week against Jacksonville Route, a winner tonight in convincing fashion by the final count in this game of 45-0. Also on the scoreboard tonight from the Western, you saw that score, by the way, it was 45-0. Also in the Western Illinois Valley Conference night, Bunker Hill, no match for Matt Pennell and Route, who is still undefeated and will play Brown County next week in what should be a dandy showdown. 47-0 was your final there. No score yet from Triopia North Green. Macomb tonight blasting. We'll get to them in just a second. Carrollton tonight, a winner over West Central. 41-0 was your final. Also tonight, there's my man Myers Hendrickson back from that 1-game suspension and looking pretty good, knocking off Princeton almost single-handedly with 3 touchdowns of his own as Macomb gets the big win. And Jacksonville bouncing back tonight without the services of starting quarterback Patrick English gets the win tonight by the final count of 41-7. Over at Quincy High School tonight, the Blue Devils trying to mount a charge against Mount Pleasant. First possession, Mount Pleasant going to work and finding some easy running yards. In fact, Mount Pleasant would build itself a 14-0 lead in the first half. But Quincy High could mount a touchdown in the second half, no more than that, as the Blue Devils fall to 0-2 in the season and lose at home by the final count in this game of 14-6. On the Iowa scoreboard tonight, Keokuk a winner on the road, or at least was winning in the fourth quarter at Kirksville 27-17. Also tonight, Fort Madison loses to Sigourney Keota, the defending state champions, by the final count of 33-0. Let us take you to the Quincy Notre Dame soccer tournament. We can tell you that Maine South, who's got a phenomenal program, knocks off QD 1-0. Also on the docket tonight, Hickman and Quincy High tie. We will show you plenty of soccer highlights with Kyle Porter coming up tomorrow.